Hello and welcome. This is step 7 of the Freedom from Debt system, the fastest way to pay off credit cards and other debts while making you magnetic to more money and abundance in the process. So this is step 7 of 7, which means it's our final step that we're covering in this video, which means that by now you would have been very busy celebrating having paid off and eliminated the very first of your debts. And that is super exciting. But what we're going to move on today is even more exciting, because today we're going to move on to make sure that it's not just one debt that's gone, but that all your debts will be paid off. And this process is going to get really fast in a moment. So what we're doing today is what I call tipping the buckets. I'll talk you through it in a moment. I'll also share the Freedom from Debt planner with you again and go back to our example so that you can really see how to do this. But this step really is what makes the difference between just, throwing some money at your debts here and there, feeling frustrated by them, hoping they'll eventually disappear somehow one day, maybe when you win cross lotto, to actually watching them reduce and disappear faster than you ever thought possible right before your eyes. Now, I mentioned the Freedom from Debt planner. And if you haven't got that yet, then scroll to the description of this video and you will find the link to download it for free in the comments, because that Freedom from Debt planner allows you to really plan out your own debt elimination system and your strategy and approach. And you'll be able to follow along with these 7-step videos and get through eliminating all of your debts as fast as is humanly possible. So you get the planner, you also get a handy step-by-step guide that links you back to these videos. All right, are you ready? Let's get rid of all of those debts. Let's do it fast. So I'm going to share my screen with you, because what we're going to do today, we've eliminated the first debt and now we want to clear the rest of them. And this is really where momentum builds. Momentum builds in the debts being cleared, but momentum also builds in your alignment with abundance. You start really seeing this work and you get excited, and that helps you feel more abundant, which means you start attracting a whole lot more money, more effortlessly, more easily, which of course means those debts can be paid off even faster. Because as your vibration increases and you're more aligned and feeling more abundant, then all the amazing opportunities for abundance to find you can open up to you. So we're going to tip the bucket. So let me go ahead and share the screen. And in fact, what I might do is just take myself off, just so that you have even more real estate for seeing the screen. Now, I've just popped the example up here. So when you download the Freedom from Debt planner, it's actually all empty, but the example is down here just for you to be reminded of how it should look and what goes where, I should say. So I've already covered all of that, and I'm not going to cover that again. We want to keep these videos short, sharp, and shiny. So where we're at now is step 7, which actually means that this credit card, this baby here, that's gone. You don't owe that $5,000 anymore, which means you've got this extra $150 there that you don't need to pay to that card anymore. But what's more is you've also got the $120. Remember, in step 3, we found the extra money so that we can put that into the system and tip those buckets even faster. And that's that $120. So what you are actually doing is you are actually putting, it's right here, $270 against this card. And that's why it has been paid off so quickly. So what that means is this $150 is now available, but don't just go spending it on other things. Actually add it in here. So I'm going to put it in as an equation, equals 120 plus 150. You can do it in your head and just add it on. But what it means is you now actually have an extra $270 available to tip into this system, because that first card is gone. And you've still got the 120, and now you've got the 150 as well. And so that means you now have an extra $270 to pay off the money you owe your sister, which in this example you've decided is next on your list because you really don't like owing money to her, even though, she's okay about it and whatever, but that's the decision you made. And we covered how to decide on the rankings in the second step. So you can refer back to that. So you can see that you've now got $270 per week available. You won't owe your sister any more money in just 2 short weeks. And you didn't have to pay her anything, so that was just sitting there. So once you clear that debt, I'm just going to jump ahead, because what we're going to do now is, so what we've just done, let's go back a step, is we have tipped the bucket. So we took all the money that was going to the credit card, all of it, including that extra 120 and the minimum payment of 150, and we put all of that money towards the next debt. We tipped that entire bucket over. And so you're going to basically keep doing that. You're going to keep doing the buckets and tipping the buckets, and the same rules apply though. So what you actually need to do is go back to step 2 and reevaluate your priorities and just go, okay, I will pay my sister back next, because that is important to me, to thank her and clear that energy. And then you go on to step 3 and you go, extra money. Well, you've just found extra money. You found that extra $150 that you no longer have to pay to that credit card. So there's extra money straight away. But who knows, you might even find some other extra money, because maybe you've decided that you don't really need to subscribe to that magazine anymore, or whatever it was. And then you're going to move on to step 4, which we've just done. It's you start paying all that money towards that next debt. $270 a week. Within less than 2 weeks, you won't owe your sister any more money. And again, along the way, you will also follow step 5, which is turbocharging the process by making sure if any extra money comes in, it goes straight there. And then once you've paid off your sister, you very, very importantly have to celebrate again. So please don't just tip the buckets and keep moving the money. Make sure you follow each of the steps, and that you then actually do what you said you were going to do to celebrate when that debt has been paid off. That is a really important part of the process. Remember, that is what helps you align to more abundance, attract more money, and make the whole thing move along even faster. And then once all these debts are paid off, you will have all of this money available to put towards wealth creation, which is really, really exciting. So do make sure you follow each of the steps, especially step 6 to celebrate, and then you go back to the top again. So that's what step 7 is. It's basically going back to the top, back to step 2, and moving through the whole system again. So once you've celebrated paying off your sister and that debt is gone, because you weren't having to pay a minimum amount, you still have $270. And now you can move on to that second credit card and start paying $270 a week plus the minimum payment, which is a total of $370 towards that card. Follow the same steps. Extra money goes there. Keep paying it exactly as per the system. Turbocharge it by adding any extra funds into that credit card, and then be sure to celebrate when you've paid it off by going and enjoying that overnight stay in the hotel like you said you would. So that is step 7. That is how easy it is. And you can see now already how quickly the whole system gathers momentum. That's why this tipping the buckets method is the fastest way to eliminate credit cards and all your other personal debts. And if you do it the way that I have taken you through it, making sure you celebrate, making sure you continuously tap into that vibration of abundance, then what is actually also going to happen is you're going to feel amazing. You're going to align with that vibration of abundance even more, which means you will keep on attracting more and more money and income and all sorts of wonderful other abundance. And you're going to feel wonderful about the whole thing. The whole process is going to accelerate. And then when you finish this process, when all the debts are gone, you're going to have an amazing amount of money available to put towards wealth creation, as well as you will have increased your income. I guarantee it. When I first applied this system, not just the mechanics of this is what you do with the money, but all the energetics as well. because of the power of that focus, I managed to pay off $45,000 worth of credit card debt in 7 months. And I had been carrying that debt for years. It was just on a low interest or no interest credit card. And I just kept bumping it. And it just sat there, and it was a terrible, heavy weight on my shoulders. But when I sat down and I applied this process and I applied this system, I doubled my income. I paid off the card really fast, paid off a whole bunch of other personal debt, and my whole financial situation changed massively because I released the weight, the energetic weight of carrying that debt, and did it in a way that actually allowed me to attract a whole lot more abundance. And that is what is in store for you. So, reminders, if you haven't yet, download the Freedom from Debt system and planner using the link I've given you in the description of this video. And if you haven't followed all the steps, or you didn't watch as you went along, then do make sure that you watch the step 1 video when you're doing step 1, that you then move on to watching the step 2 video when you're doing step 2, and so on and so forth. The videos are all short, sharp, and shiny, and the transformation that is going to happen for you in your personal finances is truly priceless. So I will leave you to get on with it, because it's time to embrace your unlimited potential. I will see you in the next video on this awesome YouTube channel of mine, and have yourself a gorgeous day in the meantime. Bye bye for now.